Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi everyone, is everything okay?
Hi Eros, how are you? Say good morning to everyone. Huh? Did you get shy because of the camera? Yeah, we've been a little MIA for sure, but we came here to share some news and also show a little bit of what happened around here in the last few days. It's been just over 60 days since everything changed in our lives with the arrival of Eros. Practically all of our days are dedicated to him. And of course, we're enjoying every minute. Even the simple act of washing the dishes feels different now. Now there's someone watching. But our little spectator is very friendly and kind. Layla keeps living her peaceful life, and as long as there's plenty of food, a soft bed, and she's with us, everything is great. We started going on some outings so that Eros can start getting used to life on the road. We visited the beautiful Carguero beach. But the outings need to be short, no longer than 3 hours, because feeding time can't wait. We had our first visitors here at home on Francie's birthday and Eros's monthly birthday. New friends who make our days away from our homeland feel lighter. And between Eros's naps, we keep working because the world doesn't stop.
And precisely because we've been away, we have some news to share with you to explain all of this. And let's start right away with the first piece of news, which is, as you all know, we have a travel agency, Viajo porque Preciso, the agency, which actually started before our round the world project, right? From Brazil to Alaska and everything. The agency has already been in the market for 8 years, serving clients from various parts of Brazil. And we also have some clients outside of Brazil, which makes us very proud, right?
No doubt.
And alongside that, we created a WhatsApp group called Familia Viajo porque Preciso. We ended up not sharing it here on the channel because there was really this transition period, with Eros arriving and everything. So it's something we started at the end of last year.
The past 3 months have been intense.
Yeah, and we didn't share it with you here because we wouldn't be dedicating ourselves as much as we would like to. So the big news is that for you who follow our channel and purchase a travel package, with Viajo porque Preciso with our agency, you'll be able to join this Familia Viajo porque Preciso group on WhatsApp, where you'll have direct contact with me, with DU, and exclusive pictures of Eros and Lailina. Really direct contact with us, especially because we can't always post videos here on YouTube. So you can have this really close contact, even more than on Instagram, okay guys?
And there we're going to talk about everything. We'll talk about travel, about our trip, about our life here in Portugal, about the search for the motorhome.
We gave up and also didn't find it.
It still hasn't been bought, it hasn't been acquired. So we'll talk about all of this with everyone over there.
Yeah, to join this group. So the big news, like I was saying, is that the clients are with their girlfriends.
Let's go ahead and lay him down over there.
Yes, so the big news is that anyone who buys a travel package with Viajo Porque Preciso and is our follower will get to participate if they want to. And if you want to, you'll automatically join our WhatsApp group Familia Viajo Porque Preciso. You're invited to join, okay everyone? So the travel package counts. The travel insurance also counts starting at 2,000 Ries for longer term coverage, right? So we'll also add you to this group for free, okay? Airline tickets, hotel reservations, anything over 2,000 Ries, you can already join the group, okay? It's not 2,000 Ries to join the group. Instead, you will make a purchase of 2,000 Ries or more, and then automatically, if you want, you can join this group without paying anything extra for it.
As soon as you purchase your trip, just tell the person who assisted you that you want to be part of the group. Look, I'm subscribed to the channel, I follow Du, Franci, Laila, and now Eros, and I want to join the group. That's all you have to do, it's really simple. That's it.
After you book the trip, just ask and you'll definitely be added. It will be valid for a year, okay? So I bought the trip now in June. You will be part of the group until May next year. If during the period until May next year you purchase another trip, it will automatically renew for the next year, okay? So that's how it's going to work. If you're a follower and you've already bought the trip this year, 2025, you still have time left, right? We will also add you to the group based on a 12-month period. So if you bought it in January, you will participate in the group for free until December. And in the same way, you will get in touch with the travel agent who assisted you. And then, yes, you will be added to the group, okay?
That's it.
It's a benefit, right, that we're giving to those who value not only our channel, but also our professional side, our company, which is actually what keeps us going, right? We love sharing everything with you on the channel, but there's a lot of work behind the scenes too, right?
Let's let the little guy rest here. He'll still be in this video, but he'll be lying here next to us, right, son?
Talking a little about Eros. Eros is over 2 months old now, 2 months and a week already, right, my son? And he's here, strong and healthy. Oops, he's already starting to grab things here. Soon this mommy will only be wearing her hair tied up. Thank God he's hitting 6 kilos, over 60 centimeters. He's really a blessed child, sleeping well. The colic is gone. The colic isn't showing up anymore. So everything's fine, right, my son?
Everything's going wonderfully well, thank God. Yeah.
This boy is a blessing in our lives. I'm going to lay him down here next to us so we can continue our conversation.
And talk about more updates.
Exactly.
Here's a warning that this video may be interrupted at any moment.
For reasons beyond our control.
For reasons beyond our control. Actually, the force is pretty small, but he has influence. As you can see, we've already lost another warrior. He fell asleep, and Layla has been in the same spot since the beginning. And since we came to Portugal here in Europe, many people ask in the comments or on Instagram how we're going to handle our paperwork, how we're going to regularize our status. Regularize our status here, that's the right word.
Yes, because no matter which country you choose to live in, our recommendation is always live legally. That's what I mean about your freedom, being able to exercise your rights and fulfill your responsibilities in that country. So, ever since we chose Portugal to have Eros, and for this whole situation, we wanted to research and make sure everything was legal, right, honey?
And that's what we're going to talk about now, because we're all documented, 100% documented. Eros, me, Francie, right from the beginning, right? And that's what we're going to tell you a bit about how this whole documentation part went, which is extremely important. I think it's the most important part.
Yeah, regardless, right, whether you choose to live or travel for more than 90 days here, you need to be here legally in the European Union to be able to do that.
Just a reminder, if you're Brazilian and want to come to Europe, you can travel around here for 90 days. So you can stay here as a tourist for 90 days. So if you're going to stay here for up to 90 days, everything we're going to talk about here doesn't apply to you. You just come as a tourist and that's fine.
A visa is not yet required to enter Europe, but England has already implemented a system where you have to get a visa online, and everything indicates that this will be the case next year. This should be happening here in the other European countries as well. Electronic visa, we don't know exactly how it's going to work yet. It seems like it's going to be something simple, right? But you really have to pay close attention to that.
Everything we're going to talk about here is how we did it, right? And up until today's date, which is June 17th, 2025. We're seeing a lot of news that some things are going to change from now on. But we can only talk about what we did and the way we did it.
Yeah, you as a Brazilian also have several ways you can live and legally reside here in Portugal. And some other countries are also opening up opportunities, like Spain, which we know has already opened up, Italy, which also has some more specific visas. You don't necessarily need to have a European passport, like in our case. But for all of this, you need to look for an advisor or a lawyer so that you can really have this accurate information. Especially because, as Du said, things change very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
So things changed during our paperwork process, during our transition period here. Things ended up changing as well, and some things have already affected me. Other things affected us before we left Brazil as well.
Yes. Well, it all started, with the discovery of my family's history. That's when I found out that we had Italian ancestry. Mrs. Eva Ravani, who went to Brazil around 1850. And she was my grandmother's great-grandmother. So through her, I was able to recover the family's history. And basically, working together with the whole family, we got the Italian passport issued. And we managed to get the Italian passport issued after my birth certificate was transcribed in Italy. In a very quickly and efficiently with the people from Agile Pass who scheduled passport appointments at the consulates. Not only at the Brazilian consulates, but also at all the consulates around the world, will leave their contact information here. They provide quick service, just like their name says.
Agile Pass, Agile Pass.
Your passport quickly and easily. With this passport, we already knew that we had the possibility to live here in Europe in any country of the European Union. And also to have more freedom for this second stage of our project, which is precisely to explore these countries here on the European continent.
The fact that you can live in the countries of the European Union doesn't mean you just grab the red passport and come here. There are many other things to do. There are many, plus a lot of bureaucracy. Right, Franca? Yeah.
Even if you come with a European passport, you still need to regularize your status, right? And that's what we did. We went to the citizens' office and got the registration certificate for European Union citizens. Because there is an agreement, right, between the countries of the European Union so that citizens of those countries can live in any of the others. So this here is my residence certificate. I got it directly at the citizens' office just with my passport and by providing the address where we were staying. I went to the Cascais office, which we showed here on the channel, to get information on how it worked, and I left there with the certificate.
It was really simple.
Yeah, but when we got here in Portimão, we updated that certificate. It was issued with the same issue date from Cascais, which gives you the right to live legally here in Portugal for 5 years. After that, it can also be renewed for another 5 years. Anyway, we did this update in a very simple way.
And now it has our home address?
Exactly. So this certificate was issued on February 10th of this year and is valid until February 10th, 2030. With this document then, we can already legally reside here in Portugal and we can start the process of regularizing our family members' status. Eros wasn't born yet, I was pregnant, right? And we were actually unsure whether he would have the right to citizenship or not. We did our research and looked deeply into the legislation here in Portugal, and yes, Eros has the right to Portuguese citizenship. And here is little Eros's citizen card. Let me see, let me show it to you. Look how cute it is.
It wasn't easy to take that picture.
But even harder was getting this document even though we were within the law, right, Edu?
Exactly. First, we went to register Eros right after he was born. But when we got to the registry office here in Portimão, the information we were given there was that he couldn't be registered as Portuguese. And then, knowing the law, we said, no, we're not going to do this registration because he does have the right. There was that discussion, that really awkward atmosphere because he was a newborn, just a week old. So it was a really awkward situation, but anyway, we left.
And it became really important for him to get Portuguese citizenship because, in Italy there was that decree going around. So at the time he was born, we still didn't know if he would continue to have the right to Italian citizenship or not. But he will also have the right to Italian citizenship. But because of that, Portuguese citizenship became something so important for him, so that he could stay here legally and already have access to a European passport. Knowing that Eros was entitled to it because of the law here in Portugal, we filed a complaint with the IRN, which is the National Registry Institute. And after a few days, they replied to us confirming that he really was entitled to Portuguese nationality and that they would contact the Civil Registry Office, which is like the registry office in Brazil. A few days later, the Civil Registry Office called us and asked us to go there to the registry. At the Civil Registry Office itself, we had already done Eros's birth registration online, but he still hadn't been granted nationality, because even online it's the same conservatory that does it. And then they made a correction. After that correction was made and he was then officially granted Portuguese nationality, he was then entitled to the citizen card, which is the identity card here in Portugal, and also the passport, a passport that still isn't ready yet.
Exactly. We applied for the passport yesterday. Here's the receipt. We're just waiting to go pick up his passport. It's important for us to emphasize the situation we went through, where Eros had the right to Portuguese citizenship, but the registry office first denied it and tried to convince us that he didn't have that right. Why is it important? Because right away we talked to some lawyers and they said, no, it's fine, go ahead and do it. Do the registration the way they want to do it. And we start the process, it costs 600 euros, and we solve this, and they will have to change it because he has the right. And since we were right, we didn't want to hire a lawyer, pay 600 euros for the registry office to do its job correctly. That's why we filed this complaint with the IRN, and look, it worked. So it's a very important tip. If the registry office creates any obstacle to your proper registration, you can file a complaint and it works. It's even strange for the registry office to want to do things incorrectly because lawyers already have a very easy solution right there. It seems kind of prearranged, so it turned into a really awkward situation. We were really bothered by this, but it's over now, everything is fine, and Eros is properly registered with all his rights and also duties. Every time we say we have rights, of course we also have duties. And the duty is for us to be within the law and do what the law requires to make any kind of registration, to use any kind. When it comes to public services, if we have rights, we obviously also have our duties.
And we also registered Eros at the Brazilian consulate in Faro, and the little guy is already Brazilian too.
He already has a passport with the Portuguese registration. Yeah, we apply for the passport. He's already Brazilian, he already has a Brazilian passport too, but when we go to Brazil, when Eros goes to Brazil, because we've already been, he's never been, he has to register his birth certificate from Portugal there in Brazil.
Yes, so it's quite a lot, guys.
It's a lot of paperwork.
It's been 60 days since Eros was born and we've been running around after paperwork.
Now, pretty much everything is ready, right? The passport has already been taken care of, but there are still a few things we need to do.
At the same time as all this paperwork for Eros, Eros's birth, we also had to sort out Du's situation here in Portugal. When we decided to come to Europe, which was actually in July of last year, when we arrived in Brazil, we didn't even know yet that I was pregnant with Eros. We applied for a visa for Portugal to sort things out. Du's situation, which is called the D8, which is the digital nomad visa.
And why did we decide to apply for this digital nomad visa? Because Francie did have her entry and stay guaranteed here in Europe, but I didn't.
Yes, even though he's married, right? We had to sort out his status here. And then there's an agency called Anima, which Du needed to go through to do the family reunification as the family member of a European citizen. And it was chaos.
That part collapsed here in Portugal. It completely collapsed. No one could get through anymore. No one could reach them by phone. No one could schedule appointments. No one could do this so-called family reunification.
Yes.
And then we thought, well, this isn't going to work, so we have to do it another way. That's why we applied for the visa.
Yes, and the visa was supposed to be ready in 60 days and already come with the appointment at Anima.
But then we applied for the visa and the consulate collapsed in Brazil. So first Anima, which handles this family reunification, collapsed. And then everyone started applying for visas and then visa processing collapsed too. The visa that was supposed to be mine, that was supposed to come out in 60 days, took 6 months.
Exactly.
A full 6 months.
And then we ended up coming here to Portugal. The visa hadn't been approved yet, so we decided to come with the European passport and try for family reunification.
And when we got here, we found out that my process as the husband of a European citizen wasn't the one that was collapsing. They handled this family reunification process differently. It's like there's a line for those who have a CPLP work visa, a work visa, and other things. And another line for those who do family reunification with a European family member, which is the famous Article 15. In other words, with Article 15 you can avoid this slowness and this collapse that Anima was experiencing here in Portugal.
Yeah, it's not that it wasn't slow, it's also slow.
It also takes about 3 months, right?
But at least we managed to solve it because we know that there are Brazilians who have been here for 2 years and still haven't been able to get regularized, still haven't been able to get a residence card. Because it really is chaos, everything that depends on the government here to get regularized. Yeah, there are laws, people go there and do everything according to the current law, and the system just can't handle it. It can't serve people. Because it's not just Brazilians who are here, there are Ukrainians, Indians, Arabs, people from various nationalities, and also other European citizens as well. So in the end, Du's visa was approved, the D8, but we didn't even end up using it because we did the family reunification through Article 15. The advantage is that here, with the visa, you get 2 years of guaranteed residency, and with Article 15, it's 5 years. DU's residence card has already been issued and is valid until 2030. And then, guys, if the law doesn't change, which it might, in 5 years of living legally here in Portugal, DU also has the right to become, Portuguese, to get naturalized and get a Portuguese passport. So let's see, that's for the future, how the next chapters will unfold.
The future belongs to God, yeah.
The important thing is that all of us are here legally documented here in Europe, and that brings us a lot of relief.
It's important to emphasize that until I received this residence card here, I wouldn't be able to leave Portugal anymore because I had already completed 3 months as a tourist. However, I didn't end up staying here illegally in Portugal because when you start this family reunification process, you already get an authorization and you stay here legally. I could even, with this paper, leave Portugal. Go to Brazil and come back. I just couldn't travel within Europe.
Yeah, because then it would be something from the European Union, from the government here in Portugal, and not something that covers all the countries of the European Union. That's why we really had to stay here in Portugal. And that was also one of the reasons why we chose to come here at the end of the pregnancy, so we could enjoy this time. That we would stay with Eros, not doing much, sorting out all the paperwork, which we already knew would take 6 months or more to get everything in order. If we had stayed in Brazil and waited for Eros to be born, it would have been wonderful because we would be close to our friends and our family. But we would have stayed there, stuck in Brazil, and then we would have to come here and also be stuck to sort out the paperwork. And then we're already talking about being stuck for more than a year. So that's one of the reasons why we came here at the end of the pregnancy, and everyone kept asking us.
The idea was always to speed up this whole process. Now we're here, happy as can be, taking care of our 60-day-old baby, and we have all the paperwork ready. If we were in Brazil, only now would we be starting to organize our move here. And then everything would just be starting now. So everything would probably be pushed to 2025 or 2026. So I think that part worked out. What we have to say about this process is that yes, there are laws. We came because we could come. We were authorized to be here. However, the whole process is slow, it's bureaucratic, and you often have to fight a bit for your rights, right? My interview at Anima wasn't a very pleasant thing. It was a bit harsh, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
With some confusing information, yeah, it seems like everyone wants to debate the laws a bit, and you're not there to discuss the laws, you're there to comply with the law. And I fully met the requirements, but the person who helped me there wanted to discuss laws and all that. But anyway.
I shouldn't mention this to you.
Yeah, no, the details aren't very nice. But what I mean by that, what I want to say, to emphasize is that this process really is boring and time-consuming, slow, a bit confusing, so there's no way to avoid that.
And that's one of the reasons why we'd been quiet and off the radar, because we were really taking care of all this paperwork. And every day we had to leave the house for something, but thank God now everything is finished, right? And there are other things that we still have to do as well. We have to hit the road.
Guys, now I have to sort out my driver's license, right? Exchange my Brazilian driver's license for the Portuguese one.
The Brazilian one isn't valid anymore for me or Duke.
It's not valid anymore because we have residency here, so I have to exchange the Brazilian one for the Portuguese one. That's the next step. But this one is much simpler. Theoretically, it's much simpler. Most of the process is done online, so it's just the turning in the Brazilian license and picking up the Portuguese one that are done in person. The rest is all online.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. And we also have to keep our residency here in Portugal to stay legal. So we're figuring out how we're going to do that. Yeah, because it's really important, right? And that's it. And now we're happy because at least we've accomplished one part and we're going to celebrate, right, Du?
We're going to celebrate with a barbecue because besides taking care of the paperwork, I also bought a new grill.
There's going to be grilled meat. Let's go.
One's sleeping here, and the other one's sleeping here. Finally, after a long time, I got a legendary and fearless barbecue grill here in Portugal. That's right, son. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I had already seen a few, but I didn't like any of them. And I also thought they were a bit expensive, it wasn't a good value. Then I found a store here in Portimão which is Action. A really cool store that has a lot of things and super affordable prices. This grill here costs 29 euros. But of course, looking here at the packaging, it's really cute, everything is nicely arranged. But we need to assemble it to see if it's really worth the 29 euros. I think it's worth it. It's a charcoal grill, just like I wanted. Compact. Later, if we have to set it up, I can take it with me. And we can use it here on our terrace. Today it'll work, start up, make some noise, and we'll have a barbecue. And look, there's even an audience. Look over there, she's having a party.
Hey, little man. So colorful, isn't it? So colorful, isn't it, little man?
The nursing pillow became I hope I can put it together because the meat is already there for me to cook.
And the mayonnaise too. The potatoes are cooked.
Our feet. It's not very tall, but there wasn't any like that. That would be taller like this table here. So I just took this one. The grill is measured in centimeters. Let's show it. Let me see the manual. I like this here because it has this thing where you can put things down, you know, a bowl, something like that when you need it. And this one too, so this caught my attention. It even has little wheels. I need to read the manual. There's a lot to it. I'm already starting the assembly look with an audience.
We can see Daddy's having a hard time, can't we?
You should have woken up earlier, son, to assemble this barbecue grill.
I'm thinking we're going to end up with fried steak.
Are you challenging me, huh? No, I'll handle it. It's just that there are a lot of parts, a lot of screws, a lot to put together, but I'm already figuring it out here. Once you get the hang of it, it goes smoothly. Look at that.
I think I'm going to make a snack just to be sure. And we lost a warrior here.
Look at that. I like this little Gremio mirror here. Hold on, I'm learning, okay? It fits on the sides and fits in the back. And then there's this little handle here, look. You take it out really easily. Then you can lift it up and put it up here. Awesome.
Now let's get to what matters.
Let's get to the point and get this going. It had everything. Look how easy it is. I'll have to go through the door, right? We discussed using the door since Ellis's stroller can't get through here.
And neither does the drying rack.
Not even the drying rack. We have to take it apart. That one made it through. So now where do I put it?
And take advantage of the fact that there's still shade here on this terrace, because soon...
The terrace is really big, but around noon and 1:30 in the afternoon it starts to get sun all over it. I have about 40 minutes to grill meat in the shade. And now let's get to what matters, right folks? Which is grilled meat. It lacked that sizzle, right? I think the grill is too thin and didn't give me the sizzle I wanted. There's just one thing missing for this barbecue. Well, there was, right? Not anymore. That little sound. It stirs a lot of people's hearts. The grill gets a big thumbs up. It heats up really well. Now let's see if the meat passes the test, right?
Lila is here.
Look at this.
Getting the meat.
Very good. Look, honey, the first piece is for you.
Oh, but try it, honey. Then you can get some for me.
No, the first piece is for you. That's what matters.
It won't get cold.
Look. Just right.
Try my mayonnaise that I made with so much love and care.
Wow.
I even put in some lemon that my husband bought at the market. Eros gave us a break. He's sleeping over there in the crib.
I approve of my mayonnaise.
I thought you tasted it before.
The mayonnaise is spectacular, as always.
I wanted to show Lilina, who was walking around the apartment. This smell is tempting, isn't it, my love? But you can't have this meat. Later you'll get the bone, okay? You'll get the bone later, okay, my love?
Did you wake up, my love? Are you awake? Hi. Yeah, you didn't want to be in the video. You didn't want to be in the video? Oh, so sleepy, guys. So lazy. Say hi to everyone. I woke up confused. What a nice little nap. What a sleepyhead. What a big mouth. Huh? And look who's going to watch the first sunset of their life. Huh, honey? Let's go. 9 o'clock at night. Almost 9 o'clock at night. And now the sun is setting. He also can't go to the beach earlier. So, this is our moment.
Follow me out, down to the bay. Forget all the worries. When you're with me, let every wave gently kiss away some of the hardness from those brief.
And there goes the sun saying goodbye to the Algarve de Alvor. And this is proof that Eros really enjoyed his first sunset. Look at how sleepy he is.
Soninho. Está.
He's fast asleep.
I think he liked the sound of the sea, the sound of the waves. He really enjoyed it. See, guys, he's relaxed.
Totally.
He's really sleepy. We're here talking and he always wakes up when we talk. And nothing. Dear, he is very loved.
And that's it, folks. We're wrapping up for now and we plan to be back soon.
Yes, stay tuned. Remember to follow us on Instagram as well. Viajo porque preciso, .official. And Eros also has an Instagram, Mundo de Eros.
That's it.
That's it, everyone. God bless you. See you in the next video. Thank you for your constant support. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.